How's it going, folks? Today we're going to be installing some accessories onto the cargo rack that we installed yesterday. So the first accessory we got here is from Razorback, just like the cargo rack that we installed. This is a universal mount that they make to basically attach to the cargo rack. And then it holds shovels, jacks, all sorts of different types of things. So get this unboxed here, show you what's inside. Nicely wrapped up. So inside you got their main mounting plate. And you got two little hardware bags. Unwrap both of these. In one of them you have kind of the rubber attachment that you would slide the handle of a shovel into, something like that. You also have some brackets that are wrapped up nicely. And then you have a bag of hardware, and just like with the utility rack that we installed yesterday, they have a sheet here that you can use to get online and find the instructions digitally. And then in our other hardware bag, there's another rubber mount, so you'd have, essentially two spots for the handle of a shovel to slip into again, or a jack, something like that, and then some other brackets as well. So we're going to get all the tools we need to assemble this, and we'll be right back. Alright, so with this mounting plate, they give you three different sizes of brackets. So they give you kind of a small, a medium, and a large. See if I can bring these closer to the camera so you can see. But depending on how far you want whatever you're trying to mount to stick out from the cargo rack carrier, or more so out from the bed of the vehicle, because it's probably going to extend down over the bedside panels, you can choose different size brackets. So they also give you, like I said, these rubber attachments. So the way that this works, so I'm going to use a small bracket for the top and then a medium bracket for the bottom, so that way the shovel that I'm trying to install is going to, when it comes down towards the bodywork, it's going to have this more medium bracket, so it's going to stick a little bit farther out from the bodywork, so that way it's not hitting it. But on the top, doesn't need to be sticking out that far, so we're going to use a small bracket there. So the way that this works, you get a bunch of hardware from them. You have short and you have long bolts. For the mounting purpose with this bracket, there's a hole in the bottom right here. That's going to be how you mount the bracket to the physical side piece right here. This is going to be a short bolt. So make sure that you put the short bolt in first before you put these rubber holders in. If you put the rubber holders in first, you will not be able to get this bolt in because there won't be enough space. So make sure that you insert that first. And then you can slide these rubber holders in. And then these are going to be long bolts. You'll know whether you're using the right bolt, because when you put it through, if I can get it, I was using a short bolt. You know you're using the right bolts. If you put it through, there'll be a little bit of bolt on the back end. If you use a short bolt like I just did by accident, it will not go through all the way, so obviously you're using the wrong bolt. So you're going to use two of those. And that's what's going to secure the holder into the bracket. And then you got locking nuts on the back. Get those started by hand. And then you're good to go. So you got one right there, and then like I said, I'm going to use the slightly longer one, a medium-sized bracket for the bottom. And now we will head on over and start to get them attached to the rack. Alright, so we got our 3/8 wrench and 11mm wrench, which is also 7/16. They just only have a ratcheting form in the 11mm. Same thing as the 7/16 though. We're first going to start with this mounting plate right here. So we're going to grab 4 short bolts and 4 of these locking nuts. So I'm gonna going for a jack mount with this one. So, a shovel. So I'm gonna mount it right here. Just going up and down. Could go all the way out here. I kind of just want this where this starts to become flat up here. So kind of line that up. Perfect. If you want to go vertically, there's these holes going vertically, and then if you want to go horizontally, there's these holes for going horizontally as well. So just whatever you want to do. The way that I like to get this started is just to put one in the top and one in the bottom diagonally. That way when you're working alone like I am currently, it's kind of the easiest way to hold it up there, I've found. And then you can get these locking nuts started on the back with your hand. Awesome. Now that's in there, take your other two. Get them in there. Awesome. Then to get them tightened down, you have a 7/8 on the back side for the nut and 3/8 on the front side for the bolt. You can just tighten them down. There you go. Just about as sturdy as can be. So then, the next step is going to be to install these brackets. So, shorter one, we're going to put up in the top. So the way I lined it up, it's going to work best to put it on this bottom top one, if that makes sense. So this top set of bolts on the bottom. Bolt holes, not bolts. So get that started. And then for the slightly longer one, I'm going to put it on the bottom of the bottom bolt hole rack. And again, I might need to come back and adjust this later. Stop dropping things. But very easy to adjust. Just undo it real quick and move it up if you need to. So sweet, got those started by hand. This one will not fit a drill of any sort. I suppose you could put a drill on the backside down here, but not up here. So I found it's easier to just grab some wrenches. Then before you get it super tight, you can kind of just set it up how you want. So I like to have the strap be so you're pulling it from the left-hand side on this side of the Ranger. So just set that up, making it as even as you can. And then you can give it its last couple cranks. And then you're gonna repeat the same process with the top one. Awesome, sweet. Now those are tight. You just need to tighten down the rubber holders. So to do that, we can go back to a drill again. You do not need to make these tight. It'll bend the bracket really easily if you go too tight, so you really just looking to snug them up just a little bit more than hand tight. Awesome, then we're good to go. So next, and take a look at the shovel here. This is the shovel we got that I'm going to be putting on there. This is a Razorback shovel. Really cool shovel. It's got a bunch of different kind of additional utilities to it. It's got these little grooves on the side if you need them. It's got this little piece right here if you needed to anchor this as a winch point, which is really cool. Razorback includes these little grooves right here. So this is actually designed for their Itfits system, which is what we've installed here in the mounting plate system. So when you go to mount it, these little grommets are designed to go above and below the mounting system, so that way the shovel cannot slide around, and it's locked in there as securely as can be. So then you just put it in there and then push these rubber holders down as far as you can, tighten it up, and just like that, it's mounted up, and that thing is not going anywhere. So really cool accessory, both the mounting plate and the shovel from Razorback, and we're really happy to have it as a addition to the utility rack. So next we're gonna kind of look at how we can install the spare tire mount that I have for this utility rack as well, and then also the chainsaw mount and a couple other things like some fuel can mounts.